Prize winner! The Hypno
Shilly.
All glory to the Hypno
Shilly.
A Nation is an exciting new concept that combines the growing global cryptocurrency ecosystem with the world of film and television. It's an idea whose time has come. At A Nation, we are the audience, and the audience is us.
You best start believing in shitcoins, Miss Turner. You're in one.
If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it.
Good afternoon, morning, or evening, depending on where you are. Either way, thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time viewing, you're watching a Shilly Vision AMA. This is broadcast live across a few platforms at once. That's Discord, Telegram, YouTube, Twitch, just to name a few. But the best experience is in our Discord, or what we playfully call the Shitcoin Factory. Of course, our playful name and nature is by no means a representation of the project here today. In fact, we diligently seek out only the best projects for our AMAs, and today's guest is no exception. So we're going to get right to it. My name is Shilly Wonka. I'm going to be the host. I have my faithful sidekick and producer, Ty. I refer to Ty as the golden ticket. That's his name here. He's going to make sure you guys can all see us on all the proper platforms. Ty, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here, Shilly. Everything's looking good. Welcome back to the factory, everybody. We've been very excited about this AMA, as it might actually be the most famous people that we've worked with yet. And I myself am extra interested, as a short filmmaker myself, to speak with some of the producers, directors, and actors from some of the biggest films in Hollywood. So I'll let Shilly finish with the introductions, but everything's great over here, and I'm excited for today's guest.
Thanks, Ty. Me too. And in fact, I know the whole community is excited. We've been looking forward to this one. We've got A Nation joining us today. And A Nation, just a quick little blurb here, is they're going to revolutionize the film industry by bringing it on the blockchain. In my opinion, this is a match made in heaven. I'm personally a fan of innovation, blockchain, and of course movies. So this is a great mixture already in my book. And I'm being rude here. I haven't even introduced all of our guests, but I did want to mention my inner 12-year-old's really feeling the pressure of having Mr. Chuck Russell here. If you're not familiar with him, I'm a huge fan of his work. Most importantly, The Mask. That was one of my personal favorite movies as a kid. I'm not going to sit here. Yeah, I'm not going to divulge how many times I got in trouble by mocking that movie, but I watched it plenty of times. So either way, pleasure to have you here, sir. As well as we've got Mr. Cade Vu, Mr. Cade Vu here, and the Chief Marketing Officer, Joe, whom I know from another project with Affinity. Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming into to the studios today.
Great to be here.
Great to be here.
All right. Well, I've done my personal research. I'm impressed with you guys. Obviously, it's never financial advice, but what I really wanted to do was cover what the project is and let you guys, explain to us. So let's start from the beginning. I'm not sure who wants to answer any of these questions, so you guys can take it where you want. But what inspired you guys to create this project?
It really started with an idea of Kate. So Kate?
Yeah, what happened was I was in the stock market world, and I was just, buying stock back and forth, enjoying that process. And then I started kind of looking into crypto, just the way it worked and how it moved. And I started realizing that it's a lot less shady than the stock market with all the things. And for example, like AMC and GME, I was with the Wall Street bets guys, like from the beginning, like right in the forum front line, went at it. And then I moved over to crypto, and I started seeing crypto for what it was and what the capabilities. Because I'm a very technical analysis kind of guy, so I love the mathematics behind all the charting and stuff like that. So I got involved in crypto, and then I started seeing things that I just thought was amazing where blockchain can bring, because I really had a big issue with our privacy getting taken from like Facebook and whatnot. So what happened was I started going to take classes, and in a way it's kind of messed up, but the truth is because of COVID, I was able to do it online through Princeton and do a blockchain course that ran through for 8 months. After that, I did really well in crypto. Chuck and I ended up on a film together. We talked. He brought me in for to redo my voiceover, and then we got talking about it. He was talking about NFT project, and then I was talking. He was saying like, "Yeah, this project's only 6 months old," and I'm like, "Chuck, have you ever heard of crypto time?" I'm like, 6 months is like a lifetime. And then I explained to him like the technology behind it, what it can do, and he's kind of lit up. And I didn't realize like why. Like I understood why, but not to the degree of how it was until our friendship blossomed and we really got into it. I'm like, wow, this is insane. What the
Yeah,
potential of this
I got to
is.
jump in here because ended up so excited about this because in independent film in particular, which is the greatest kind of films for directors because you get much more creative freedom. Independent film is always looking for a new source of equity. So this is a real thing. This is a win-win for Hollywood and for the crypto world. If we can now generate films through crypto, it's going to be a revelation. And I don't know why anyone hasn't done it yet. That's the real reason this idea took fire with me. And when I really looked into it, talked to some of my contacts in Hollywood, there is absolutely no reason we can't begin this now if we organize this carefully. And again, we don't give financial advice, right? But this can change independent film in Hollywood. And it has also the option of co-producing with studios. Some of my friends at the studios. My films are people best known. You said The Mask, Scorpion King with Dwayne Johnson, Collateral with Tom Cruise. These are films I've directed or produced. And I got my start in indie films doing Nightmare on Elm Street 3. So I've done a range of things. And at A Nation Media, we will produce a range of films at different budgets.
That's amazing. That's an amazing roster of films as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So it was I guess why did you choose Binance Smart Chain? I guess I'll ask that to you, Cade. What was your choice for BSC on the?
Well, I wanted to use a system that I knew that most people can get their hands on. Ethereum is just too expensive with the transaction fee. But, with the Binance Smart Chain, there's been, a lot of issue with pump and dumps and whatnot, and people coming in purposely knowing that they go into a project and they get into the private sale and they hop in and they hop out right away. But we went to Binance because of the simplicity of it and that it's a fork essentially off of Ethereum. So everything that works on Ethereum coding wise works on Binance. And I just really know the Solidity programming. So I really got into it. I dove into it, and then I got my mind into it. I understood what the potential was. So I wanted to use that as a platform to spread out and become our own thing. Like we're not going to stay on the Binance, but we are utilizing it to the best and showing maybe essentially fixing issues with trusting that there are projects on Binance that can be good,
Right, and I definitely agree with you, and we support. We are primarily Binance Smart Chain over here. We've explored other chains as well, as far as and we support other projects on plenty of other chains. But I just wanted to ask your personal opinion, and I appreciate that, and I stand right beside you. Very valid reasons of choosing that. Fast transactions, lower fees than Ethereum for sure. Yep. I think that it definitely opens up a wide variety of it. Now,
may I back
ahead.
up and just say one thing?
Yes,
because
sir.
To me, this is mind blowing. This hasn't been done before. We are a tokenized film production company. We're a tokenized media company. We'll also do streaming television, NFTs, the whole range of things that I've already done, except for the NFTs. And the value that I find so amazing, every time we even announce a new film or announce the casting for a new film, I assume the token will gain value. That's kind of the way the crypto world works. we work through the most positive kind of hype. My whole career, I've had to make movies we can hype, and I've had to live up to the hype. And I'm proud and happy to give audiences what they anticipate or better. And the same thing will happen with A Nation Media and with A Nation tokens. We'll live up to that hype. And we are going to we have an amazing community already, an unbelievably tight community that Cade's developed, where we got people texting in their day jobs. It's just a really great group. We want holders that want to grow with our company. So that's the first part of the concept that I love, is we will include social media as we even develop our films, let alone shoot our films, where our A Nation community will be able to view what we're do step by step. Kate, have I explained it correctly?
Yeah, I mean, that's the big, huge community part for us, in that we want the community involved in every aspect that we can get them into. And like even right now, with everything that's going on, I think it's only, really making the community stronger. And through things that occur, like, when you have tribulation, that's how you really see what people are made of, and even what you're made of. And then that allows other people to see your capabilities of when things get tough. Will he be able to handle the pressure and be able to walk us through it if he's going to be leading a project like this,
And let me just hype Cade for a second, as I'm talking about my own films. Cade is a savant in the crypto world, made his own personal fortune, which is one of the reasons that I trust him. I trust him because we work together, and we are in the business right now. This isn't some dream. This is real. I just finished directing a $20 million film. Cade is one of my stars. He's an unbelievable martial artist, an amazing character in our story. And he happens to be a crypto genius. I'll just flat out say it. He's a little too humble about that. Our developers are learning from Cade. Okay, that's why he's the guy who stays up all night, makes sure everything is running beautifully.
Well, we're glad that you guys got in touch with us, and glad that you're here with us today for sure. So I'm in your Telegram, and I know there's a few changes that you guys, we weren't really going to cover. There's a few changes that you guys are going through, and community seems to be amazing over there. It seems like that everybody's up to date. Nobody's pushing for any pump and dump marketing, which is thankfully why you're here. We believe in true organic growth with everybody, and we like to produce holders and let them know the project behind it, more so the boring tokenomics. Sorry, I'm a crypto guy too, so I can go over all tokenomics all day long and all that good kind of stuff. But the fact of it is that you guys have a solid community. You're actively making changes right now for the progression of your project. And I think that it would be a disservice for us to cover all of the tokenomics versus what the project offers. So I guess for anybody tuning in now or tuning in later, or anywhere, all the tokenomics and stuff like that we could talk about are subject to change. I would tell you to refer to their Telegram for the most up-to-date information. And heck, it looks like your voice even matters in their Telegram, and that's a great plus for any community as well. So go by there, check it out, see what they've got going on that. But Mr. Russell, like you said, you guys you're pioneers here, and you're creating something incredibly new. I think that it was a good match. It seems like that Mr. Vu's got everything under control with the blockchain side, and that's great. And from crypto guys, you have my support there. Hats off, good job. Everything looks like you have a great community going on. But
can I just say shout out to our community guys. This is a combination of a film crew and an audience. That's why we love them. That's why we love that they're holders. And Cade's in constant touch, but I'm constantly watching myself, and I just got to say shout out. I love you folks, brave men and women, inventive men and women, and some hardcore crypto people.
Seriously, yeah, some hardcore.
For sure. And as far as you guys, I guess we'll move on to a little bit further the marketing side there. I did want to point out again, thanks Joe for getting in touch with us. We really appreciate it. I think we've worked with you in the past, so you're familiar with our community side of it and how we deal. Once again, people just tuning in, anybody looking on the outside in, shitcoin is a playful name for us, and you guys are not a shitcoin. I just wanted to point that out. very legitimate project, and that's what we thrive on. And all of our AMAs focus on legitimate
It's just a
projects.
community buzzword, right? Everyone talks about shitcoins on the BSC.
That's right, and it rolled off the tongue a lot easier. It's a shitcoin factory. Why not? So, but definitely no offense to you guys. So I see you've got a huge roadmap and a lot of stuff that are offered. And like you said, it's not just a pipe dream. A lot of these themes seem to be in full effect or can easily be in full effect that are coming up. I see, the NFTs, a launch pad, and even a possibly, your own blockchain. I looked at all of that in the white paper. But I was going to ask, are there any other names of people that are currently partnered with the project, or any plans on inviting anyone else along the way?
Yes, we're staying lean and mean for a couple of very smart reasons. If I do a large studio production, I may make less money in the profit side, in the net profits, than I do making an independent film. Because an independent film, which is the style we are recreating, there's no overhead, very little overhead. It's studio accounting systems are well known for being complicated. The transparency of crypto and the blockchain is going to be a huge advantage to us. So it's just Kate and I until I start onboarding other producers and directors. The movie I just finished, I want to be very clear, that's not an A Nation movie. I just finished it. We just came up with this idea recently, and we're getting it set up in what Cade calls crypto time, which I'm delighted about. But our next projects, I will be looking for things that I specifically direct, but I'll be executive producing all of them with Cade, and we'll be onboarding other names, some known names as far as the directors and producers, some new talent. That's the fun of independent film, and the fun of being parallel to the studio system is I don't have a bureaucracy. We can bring on new talented people, new actors, which is what I've done my whole career. Jim Carrey and Cameron Diaz had never acted before in The Mask. Dwayne Johnson, Scorpion King was his first feature. When you look at my resume, I've worked with a lot of stars, but I've actually helped create some of their careers. That's the fun of a new media company that's parallel to the studio system.
Can I just chime in there and tell you personally, thank you for bringing Cameron Diaz to the world for us. I'm sorry, I had to tell you that, but thank you for that. We definitely appreciated that as well. But so is there a possibility of any future product placement? Maybe the A Nation logo sneaking into a film here and there or something. Is there any possibility of that?
I wouldn't insult our audience with it. A Nation will be at the front of the film, whether it's a co-production or whether it's something that is entirely something where we did the equity ourselves. And we will be looking for co-productions. Studios are always looking for equity too. You don't hear about it, but they're very happy if we come in with an equity portion of the film. So we're not trying to I hope we get the whole industry eventually onto crypto. That'd be fantastic. But we can turn, as we all know, crypto can be changed into fiat money too. So while we're giving value to our coin, we hope to turn Hollywood onto crypto in general, step by step in a practical way, and starting very soon.
That's the key thing. Like, I want people to know that we're walking in and we're doing something that's never been done before. Essentially, we're not a crypto project. We're a film production company that is using crypto to help fund the films that we're creating. And then we're bringing and we're merging it together. So we're a hybrid system. And slowly but surely, our full, plan out or roadmap is to get everything on the blockchain, use all of its amazing advantages to be able to surround every single project and our ecosystem there is. But it's time, it's process, it's building the power behind the community, by the media, by the people. This is the best way I can say it is like a turbocharger. We're just spooling up. Just give us some time, and then the pop's gonna blow, and we're just gonna go. There's no reason for us, for what we're doing, especially with this man's career, that is not an if, not a but, not theoretical like every single crypto out there. It's a fact of proof of work that he's developed all these things, he's created it. And the only thing that we're proving is, can crypto partially fund a film? Just think about that. We all sit in the theaters, A Nation holders, seeing the coin, the token, the logo come up on the screen. It's over.
And
Started. Put it like that. It's started. It's not over. It's gonna.
Yeah.
It will go like wildfire, in my opinion, through Hollywood as another tool to get films made, and as a greater tool for originality for filmmakers.
you have to think about, I guess, Hollywood as like a whole thing, right? Chuck is a visionary in his own right, as you guys full well know, yeah. And the problem with like typical Hollywood sort of standards is there's a lot of bureaucracy involved, a lot of red tape, a lot of hoops you have to jump through, right? But like doing a film production company decentralized on the blockchain eliminates so much more of that red tape and gives Chuck effectively free reign to be more of a visionary than he ever has been. So for the project as a whole, it's it's a really good thing.
That's the point
Thanks.
of Joe saying that right there. The priority is creativity. We really want to allow people to be able to explore and expand their creativity, and that is tied to what, like the things that we love. Like if you can do something you love, like everything else will come with it. Like you can't argue with that, right?
Exactly.
We will be working. Our goal is working hand in hand with some of the studios I've worked for in the past and even presently working for. But I'd like just to make a great example. Best Picture Oscar this year was Coda, an entirely independently made film without going through the studio system at all, at a fraction the cost of studio movies. That's just one of the things we hope to do is independent level films. I believe there was a gal who was a brand new filmmaker, wonderfully creative lady. And we hope to make opportunities for people like her, as well as larger genre films that I'm known for.
And the thing, harping back to both what you're saying and then Joe's saying too, is that don't get it confused that our production company is like another production company. What I mean by that is when Chuck says we're lean and mean, there's a reason behind that. The time span for us to create from creation to essentially landing on the theater is going to be significantly shorter than with big studios or anything that has big ties and to everything else that they have, the red tape they have to deal with, the bureaucracy, the accepting. Oh, you have to go to 5 different people to say all agree. Oh, we'll do that film. We go to our people and we go, and just like the community knows right now, I get their opinion. If they can smash me, as in they could come at me and they're like, Cade, my way is better, let's do it. I'm very open-minded. And the same thing with Chuck. If he sees something, I think that's the biggest thing about being creative, is that you have to be open-minded. And to be open-minded, you have to be willing to listen. If you won't listen, you can't grow. If you can't grow, you're stuck. That's what
it's even more. It's such a great symbiotic relationship. There are companies right now making a lot of money selling data to Hollywood.
Yeah,
it's crazy. We want to use our community to bounce off of. We don't want your data. We want your opinion. So we'll have ways of having just our community not only get the entertainment value in seeing Kate and I go through this process, starting with our stunt rehearsals and things on these shows, but we'll be getting feedback on which of our ideas are the most positive, and we will have an incubator because I want to encourage new filmmakers. So that's as we grow. We won't start with an incubator. We got to start with a first production that is influenced by crypto, that is risen up by crypto, and as we grow, we'll have an incubator to bring on board new filmmakers too.
Anyone could have like focus group, right? In corporations of maybe like a dozen people. But why not ask your very community that's funding your movies, right? And that could be the best part of hundreds or thousands of people, So what better way to really structure a film or whatever it is you want to achieve than the feedback of your very community that's effectively investing in your movie, right?
Yeah.
And Kate, have you talked about the net profit? That is another way.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is, I think some of you guys already started kind of having felt this feature already, in that, we have the relaunch sale, and I literally said flat out, I will reward the people who have held along longest based on time more than on the token holding. And I said flat out, if you were from the original group and you only had even zero point 0.1 BNB, it doesn't matter. I will allow you to have first access to these special things, or special
No,
value, whatever, right away.
I'm
And no, I
talking
know,
about
yeah, I was in line that, yeah,
just a very
the
simple overview.
yeah. So the whole thing that that Chuck is speaking about is that, well, actually, I lost my place.
Sorry, Kate. But
Go ahead.
the
Sounds
concept
good.
here is that 5% of the net profit
Net profits, yeah.
will be rewarded back to the community through the equivalent in Kate. What is it? The equivalent in what?
BUSD.
Thank you. BUSD.
BUSD. Yeah, which is pegged 1-to-1. So you're gonna get BUSD reward equivalent to the net profits from our films that we're doing. But here's the key thing: you guys have to remember, net profits. It doesn't mean that we can take other people's net profit if we're collaborating with them. It's our part that we put in, and that will be transparent when we let you guys know what's the finale. And again, it's going back to a hybrid system. And there's people that are going to be FUD, and they're going to be like, "Oh, but how much did you put in? Well, how do we know that?" But
Kate, don't do our own flooding.
So the point is that we will show, and then whatever percentage we put in. For example, we're collabing with them with 50%. If we're 50% and there's a net profit, and you see that, guess what? Then it's 50% of that, and we're going to take that and return to the holders. Now, if there's two people that both hold 100 million tokens, right, and the one person have held it for 5 months, the other person held it for 1 month, who should be rewarded more? It should be the person for 5 months.
It'll be carefully controlled. This is just one way that I'm very excited about, where we can create value for the holders, value for the token, while we run a successful media company. That's our goal.
Well, it's an exciting goal, and I think it's real obtainable considering the background, between the team that's here and the future that's laid out for it. I think it's definitely exciting. So, yeah, so the product placement question for sure is definitely will be at the forefront of any of the films, and I'm excited about that. I think that would be a real good thing, starting off with it as well. So you guys seem to, like I said, the community just. I guess one of the biggest things is the trust of the community and the transparency. By doing what you're doing on the blockchain, there's obviously a public ledger for everyone to see. So not only can your voice mean something in the Telegram channel, but you actually can show all of the transactions within the blockchain that you guys are handling. So I think that combining both of them, and having a public ledger and a public voice for movies is only going to make things, it's only going to increase things, or future production value as well, I guess is what I'm going for.
Absolutely.
I think Shilly, I think the key thing you're about, like, educating people about bad projects and this and that, and we're like the same way. Like, you can talk to my community and they'll tell you, I literally explain, I will screenshot things and be like, guys, if you want to see something, this is where it's at. You want to see something move, this is where it's at. So, you got to educate your community so that they know and see what the transparency is. Not only that, they can be able to research on their own and be able to go forward. Because when I first came into crypto, I was just like, huh? What? There's no dummies for crypto. What the hell? What am I looking at? And I was just like this. And I was like, oh my God, but there's no structure, no order. And, I wish that right now, we have so many people from the fiat world that want to join in on this, and they just don't even know how to. So I'm scrambling right now to even, create a kind of like a walkthrough to be able to walk them through, creating a private wallet and this and that. And, it really is not simple for the new people because they have no clue what or where they're looking at.
Yeah, onboarding always is a bit of an issue, especially in crypto and with the projects that we're dealing with. And I guess that's one of the downfalls of being a pioneer in this project is it may feel that it's slow moving, but in reality, as we've discussed, crypto time is extremely fast. So,
Yeah.
People may buy, if, my personal feelings, once again, not financial advice, but I don't really promote any tokens that I'm going to say instant, oh, this is a 1000x, you're going to get rich tomorrow. That's not what I'm about. I like to tell people, you buy a project, if you support a project, listen to what the project's about. There's plenty of shit coins that you can go out and make a quick buck on, or lose your entire life savings, depending on how you play the game. What we like are legitimate, innovative. And I hate to use the word project because you guys aren't really a project, you're already established. But let's be real, on the blockchain, we all kind of have to refer to each other as a project. But, you guys
Correct.
starting off, you've definitely, like I said, you've got the roots behind it. Very well respected in the industry, from what I can gather. I could see nothing bad about anybody, and I appreciate you guys coming by and taking the time to explain a little bit of what the project, or the entire platform, and what A Nation is. It's much bigger than a token, guys. It's for anybody else listening, there's plenty of those. But if you're looking for something, and I'm not going to call any in particular people out, but there's a few people in every community that, the market cap's too high. The market cap's too high. But, I feel like, I'm going to say my personal feelings. I put in a bit a few days ago and just forget about it. Why do I have to check the chart? It's not, you're not going anywhere. You're doxed. You got a proven record. I feel very comfortable in the hands, and I could care less. I'm not the type of person, because I have to practice what I preach. I don't believe in renouncing contracts, and I don't believe in having a mythical, contract out there doing all of the work. You need somebody that can make changes to adapt to your community, changes to adapt to the future. And it sounds like you guys have all of that. And hats off to you. We're real excited. This AMA is not going to be the only time we come in touch with you guys. I can tell you that. You got a few of us here that are excited about it, and we look forward to a long-term relationship, because we know that you guys are a long-term, this is a long-term commitment. And we're proud to be here with you as that. So let's see.
So I think, Shilly, Joe, I do want to say this, and people don't realize like how big this is for a lot of people. Like, our community, our holders, they're gonna improve in their financial wealth through being part of this project, because as we grow, they grow, right? Their pockets get bigger. But the point is, we didn't even go into the point of our film side, when we're going to be hiring hundreds of thousands of people, and they're working for us year on year in, year out, and that's their livelihood. And we will become the ultimate case study. Why? When we board all these people onto the crypto, and we could even give them, say, for example, like, hey, if you want to, we'll give you 10% more if you use our token as, your payroll as payroll. And then we start building a system to show people that you can get paid on the blockchain, transparency, but your privacy is still protected on there. Everything is leveled out. You get on set, your information is stated, but just enough so you can clear the outside to be able to get in. But then you get to a different section that's more important, then more information is stated when it's scanned, because the blockchain with the smart contract can do it. It can trigger more information that's needed as you go through and process through, for example, a whole entire ecosystem. So what we're doing, we truly see like decades down the road of where we want to go. We don't want to be just a company that is a film company. We're a media company that wants to pull everything in its entirety inside and show all this free world what the blockchain can do.
I think, Mr. Russell, I think you're muted. I think he's muted.
You're muted. I think you're muted, but
there we go. How about that? Have we mentioned the NFTs enough between the different ways of increasing value? That's a big deal. Normally, when we sign our leading actors, we sign the rights to use their image, and we'll certainly adding NFTs. We may tie NFTs into key props. These are other things that will benefit our community and the value of the token holders. So we don't want people coming in and flipping. That's cool with crypto, but that's not the game we're playing. Hang with us. We hope to start with 3 films a year, one of mine, and I hope we onboard some other people. We'll take a while to get up to speed, and we may increase our umbrella to other producers. We're certainly going to have other directors, and we hope to grow with this community. So I hope people that flip will regret it. I think they will, but that's why we're so tight with our community. We want them to hang with us. We wanted to be involved in our films and in a very real way.
Well, your
There's
chart
saying in
certainly is
the,
beautiful.
sorry, Shilon.
I was just saying your chart certainly is beautiful and shows that the level of marketing. And this is probably where you were fixing to head on this, Joe. Is but the way that you guys are marketing it is certainly community oriented and is going at the right pace. I just wanted to once again. I know I said that earlier, but you guys haven't paid any massive pump and dump influencers or any of that junk that goes on, and we appreciate
I
that.
won't.
Yeah, and
I won't.
we don't either. So
He taught
we
me.
believe with
He
you on
taught
that.
me. Grassroots all the way.
That's
I
the
don't
best
need to
way.
recreate the studio system with whales that can affect our community.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Joe. You had
I
something.
declined. Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I was
You got
going to say there's a saying in the crypto community: sellers get wrecked, right? So we've got a project here with great fundamentals. The foundations are strong. Look, we've got Chuck here with us. As a leading face for the project. How could you not be bullish with a man with a resume like that, with building great fundamentals like what we've got here?
Thank you, Joe.
100%. Definitely with you.
Hey,
And that's
I had a
and that's the
question.
key thing. Is like, yeah, go ahead.
I just had a question
Don?
about basically the studio. Is it going to be like a certain genre that you guys are going to be aiming for, or
It's really.
what's
Can I
your
answer that,
selection
Kay?
criteria? I guess.
Yeah, no, totally.
Okay. Originally, as my directing career blossomed, my agent was complaining, I got to stick to one genre. I've done horror, I've done thriller, I've done comedy, fantasy. I've yet to get a science fiction done. We will be doing all genres. We're going to be very wise. I've managed millions of dollars as a producer and executive producer, been responsible for it as a director. We're going to start, to some extent, conservatively doing great smaller films. Pictures that are from $8 to $12 million, and will graduate up into $25 and $100 million in success on bigger projects. But what we do as an independent, the money will be on the screen. So what we do at a certain budget level, you'll be very surprised at the production values we can do as an independent that's influenced by our crypto community. So the answer is yes. All genres, many genres.
I do want to put in though, you guys gotta understand something. Like if you think about it this way, in this aspect, everything that everyone that's in crypto, it's all based on hypotheticals and potentials. And if you're talking about factual hype or non-hype, and we go back to say that's why I said I won't pay influencers at all. I will pay for AMAs all day. We will pay for AMDs all day. Why? Because we're talking to the people. We're bringing people on by what you either come on or you don't. You watch the AMAs, ask me anything, go ahead, and you choose to want to be with us or not. That we do not have a problem at all whatsoever marketing, but we won't pay influencer. We're not going to get the green and the drop. So please, if anybody in the Telegram who thinks, hey, are you guys doing like $1 million that's never going to happen, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, the fact of it is that if that's your case, you can go somewhere else. Go like Shilly says, shitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Go find one. We're not that. We're a project in crypto. We are a company in the fiat world. We're bringing them together and we're bridging them and we're merging them into something that's never been seen before, hands down. Okay, we want to end up on Wikipedia. Okay, as the first.
And Chuck talks a lot about obviously the money aspect, right, and how much a movie costs, right? And we talk about being lean and mean and things of that nature, yeah. So what you need to appreciate is the Mask back in the day grossed in excess of 300 million?
350, I believe.
350 million, give or take. You did like
11.
They come with the budget.
7 million CGI.
It was an 18 million gang, and I had 11 million to actually make it with, and 7 million went to CGI. People think that was a $100 million budget, even back in the 90s. No, it was not. This is one of the examples I'm proudest of putting the money on the screen. That's what we say in independent film. New Line Cinema was still an independent company at that time. It went on to become part of Warner Brothers.
Can I say something? Ooh, can I say something?
Take it, Kate.
This is the coolest part of all, right? This excites me more than anything else, and you guys have no clue. You guys watch The Matrix, you guys see like, the bubble, like the spin around, blah, 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 this and that. And like, oh man, that's never been seen before. I'll tell you right now, this man right here, what we're going to do with R&D, we're going to be creating things that it's going to blow people's mind, because you guys know me, I'm like a math science freak.
There's new tech that will go great with a couple of the science fiction projects we're looking forward to doing. The Mask was a new use of CGI at the time. And honestly, it reminds me of what's happening right now today with crypto. There's nothing more exciting for a filmmaker to be on an edge of something new. This is legit something new. It's win-win-win. I'm talking about Hollywood. I'm talking about the token. I'm talking about the audiences. We're going to take things without the typical bureaucratic restrictions. And what Kate's talking about is the research and development I need for new visuals. And some of the best CGI companies would be involved, and will go perhaps even beyond what you would call CGI. We'll see. So that's the fun. I get the freedom to try those things.
Well, that's definitely exciting, and we appreciate you guys. Once I come here with us and bring us on in the infancy, I would consider the infancy of this project. There's so much that's there, and the way that it's been marketed. I'm not saying that it's unstable. It's already got, you guys have proven track records, but from where you're going from here, I would like to say that this actually is pretty much the beginning of a very successful road, in my opinion, or what.
I think that road has already started. Like from a marketing perspective,
oh yeah,
one of our agencies that we work with, Ubiquity, they when they put a press release out to announce that they were working with us, and obviously Chuck was mentioned, their stock price for the day jumped 77%.
Yeah, I was like,
very interesting.
What? Yeah, I was like, what's going on? I'm like,
it off the charts, but great. It's a good proof of concept. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, the bullish sentiment is real.
NASDAQ company. I was on Weibo and I was like looking at the comments. Everybody who does stock, they'll see like the comments and then the main part of like each article that goes down, and it's about the company or this and that. And I'm like, nah, something else must have happened. And then I see, why did equity go up 75%? Partnership with A Nation, Chuck Russell. I was like, huh. And then it was like, I'm like, oh my God, it's all A Nation. I'm like, okay, cool. We're doing something.
I'd just like to add that Kate is an amazing martial artist. And somehow as he gets into, I just got to tell him, he's a wonderful actor, an amazing martial artist. You'll see him in our film Paradise City. We're just finishing the film right now, and I'll know what the release date is fairly soon. I expect end of summer.
And if you jump into our Telegram, scroll through the feed somewhere, you'll see a video of Cade in full beast mode. Like the guy is.
No. But anyway, on another subject. But the point is that Paradise City,
humble. We won't let him be so humble.
Yeah.
Paradise City, you guys got to understand, though is not part of A Nation in that aspect. It's part of A Nation in that.
That's how we met.
It's
how we met.
Yeah, exactly. It's how we met. Chuck chose me for that role, and that's literally how we met. And the idea of A Nation was born at this period. And the key thing you guys understand is like Paradise City coming out will of course gonna bring attention to this. Why? You have, John Travolta and Bruce Willis, and that's a fact. They haven't been together for 27 years. But Chuck has a thing about this. He'll explain right now about they've worked together before that, Chuck.
Well, that's a little bit of a fun fact. But there is a movie. They didn't appear in it together, but they worked together because it was called Look Who's Talking, and Bruce was the voice of the baby, and Travolta was a character in it. But other than that, it's been 25, whatever number of years since. The fact is they're amazing together in this film. There's also Steven Dorff. There's also Kay. There's also Blake Jenner. Priya Lumberg, who's an amazing, as far as I'm concerned, in America. She's a big star in Thailand. And it's all shot on the beautiful island of Maui. So just wait. We'll have trailers out fairly soon. Trailers will be out fairly soon.
Don't forget Amber Lee, who's like an amazing Hawaiian rock star, and you got Carrie too, who was supposed to kill me, but that didn't happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
No, it's a great cast and a lot of local Hawaiians. It's really all about Maui.
yeah.
And
It was definitely
and
fun.
so even though it's not an A Nation movie, I definitely see where that could bring in some traffic just based off of buzzwords and
Yeah, I mean, it's an example of when that movie is released, I believe the tokens will jump in value just from that association. That's the fun, as you guys know much better than I do, of the whole tokenization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
No, I see. Like for example, like you guys know it's all tied to the hype is all tied, right? So if Chuck's image or attention or name rises, we rise. If they talk about me, we rise. And you could see it. Just go to IMDb and you're gonna see his chart like start going up as soon as Paradise City's announced this and that brings eyes. And we need, the key thing right now is what? Eyes on. We'll get enough eyes on and they'll be able to see the project for what it is, and then it just goes.
The marketing of films is very similar to the marketing of tokens. It's another reason we're excited about this.
Well, I'm definitely
it's very parallel.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely one of the DIYR guys. Do your own research, and that's the good thing. I want people to research. I want people to read in. I wanted people to see what you guys are about, and see that it's such a long. There's so much to offer, and it's really a good. It's a brilliant idea, in my opinion. I think it's going to do really well, and
I expect a lot of my contacts in Hollywood get very excited about what I've said, and many of them also say, yes, we've been thinking of something exactly like that. So we expect to get a lot of support. We'll see.
Well,
Chuck is saying Hollywood is like they're like a bunch of one-uppers. They hear something like, oh yeah, we were coming up. We came up with we're doing that too. What are you talking about? No, we're thinking about that. We're doing that.
We'll watch how you do.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those ideas that's so brilliant, but yet makes so much sense. So I guess for other people when they hear it, maybe some of the other people they're like, oh man, that is I thought about I could see where they maybe do that. Everybody they would want to take credit for it, but you guys being the pioneers, doing the hard work behind it, it won't go unnoticed. It sounds like you're going the right way. Once again, not to circle back and re-go over the whole thing, but I did want to point out with every huge pump that this push with an influencer, every huge influencer push also introduces a dump afterwards if they don't do their research. So by doing word of mouth and letting people know what the project is, letting people know what A Nation is and what it encompasses, and going the routes that you guys are going, I'm personally confident with leaving, my share, my B&B over there with you guys to see where this project goes. And I wanted to make sure that everybody else understood, DYOR by all means, that you guys, I did my research, and you guys have every aspect that's needed to stand out in the crypto world for a successful project. Seems like
so a lot of you may have already had a look at our website by now. I guess during the period of this AMA. So I have a little something to give you. I'm now about to show you an exclusive look at the way the new site looks and the new rebranding. Looks great. I hope you all love it. So I'm going to share my screen so you can get a quick little sort of insight into what our redevelopment on that side of things looks, and how our branding is going to be moving forward.
Time out. This picture of mine and Chuck just had some headshots done today. This picture of mine is not what we're gonna use. This pretty boy, that's not flying. That's not the picture we're using. Just let you guys know that, right? That's just a placeholder. That's it. That's just a placeholder.
For a guy in front of the camera, he's so interesting, and he made me do photographs today. I just finished.
Yeah,
Chuck was about 21. So yeah, if you're ready, I'm gonna share my screen now so you can have a quick little look at where we are. So this is where we are. So this is just this is our brief landing page as it stands. So we really brightened things up, really brought things, I guess, really alive with our sort of vision of how we want A Nation to look as an overall.
I think that looks great.
Are we a work in progress, guys, or is this a new one for me? That's Cade.
No, Chuck, it's the one that you've seen. The one I don't like.
Well, excuse me, then let's not. Okay.
Well, it's just that freaking pretty boy picture I don't like.
Oh, hey, for God's sakes. Cade, you're gonna have to get used to how pretty you are. All right, buddy?
No, I'm good.
So yeah, that's a little sneak peek at what we've been working on in the background.
Yeah,
you can't see it, right, Chuck? Can you see it? Oh yeah.
I actually don't have a screen here, but that's okay. I've seen it. It's beautiful.
I think it looks real good. I'm not definitely not trying to anger anyone. That was one of the things that I mentioned to Joe originally. Was when he came forth to me, I said, "Hey man, I see the project's great, but the website, is this a placeholder?" And no offense to anybody, but I feel like that the website.
No, listen.
Yeah,
we know. I concur. I'm the one who was forced to listen. I had it made, and these guys I wanted to rip my hair out, but I was just stuck. I was at a point where, and we actually delayed launching because of this whole entire thing. Because I should have, I remember this whole entire thing was put together, and so everything can't be perfect. But the point was that I had them the front end develop it, but it's supposed to be full de-app. So I de-apped it from the front, which I shouldn't have done. I should have done a nice landing page and then have the other pages where people can de-app too. And the point was I made the page so that right now you go onto it, immediately asks you to connect your wallet.
No,
why?
We're still upgrading this page. And I got to give Cade credit. Cade was busy getting our audits done and making sure our contracts were awesome. And he's just moved us into version 2, which we're really excited about. So I got to keep giving credit. We did not put a lot of attention on that website. We put all our attention in making sure our holders were going to be secure and that our whole blockchain situation was solid. So that was been a big deal.
And the key thing is the back end tied to the front end was my more important thing, where I wanted to that at one point real soon where people can go on and then their wallets will tie right into the website, and the website would read your wallet and see A Nation token, because we're going to do a lot of situations where we have previews or behind the scene things going on, the fight rehearsal, this and that stuff people don't see. And how are you going to be able to watch it? Well, if you don't have an A Nation token to go to a website to log in, you can't see it. And that was the point. That was the system that I wanted to create. And now we have to pretty much redesign it because, it looks like crap. It's just not where I want it to be at all. And trust me, I'm the first one to be like, somebody needs to fix this.
My first points of business when I got taken on for the CMO post, I went to Cade. I was like, dude, when did you change this?
Can I take the opportunity just to give a shout out to Joe there, who's hosting our community in a great way. And if you want to know Cade's personality, check out our Telegram. Cade and Joe do a great job with the community there. I'm going to have to, Shilly, I'm going to have to sign off. I'm actually on the road right now.
Yeah, that's understandable. No problem.
My time's up, but I'm putting my reputation behind this. That's how I feel about it. And I'm looking forward to taking the films I've been developing and make them A Nation films in the future here. So thank you to all the Wonka community, and thanks to our community, our A Nation community, those that are watching. And I'll let Cade and Joe take it from here.
Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we want people that love movies and understand crypto. Take care.
Thank you. All right. I was just finishing up on the website as well. I actually take it as a bullish sign, in my opinion. I feel like that, it was a placeholder. I see where you were going with it originally, and that's perfect because you're more along the lines of having the product versus hyping the product. And I like that a lot. So, complete respect on that. I do think that now that you've got a good, smooth, nice looking chart, especially with even on the relaunch and everything, when all the details are ironed out, I think that the way that everything's been handled to this date, once again, I still feel like that everybody's extremely extremely early. And I appreciate you guys for stopping by and covering all of that. And, is there anything else you wanted to cover that we need to cover?
They always say about how devs should never design websites, and I think that's a good key, a key visual representation of that.
Well, hey, every successful project takes a team, and when you have a good team surrounding you and a good team of folks working together and having fun together, it doesn't even seem like a job. And that's what I think that crypto and blockchain technology can be. It's certainly innovative. It's changing. It's shaping the world around us, whether we realize it or not. And I think that by bringing the film industry on board, it's kind of a no-brainer. And I mean that with full respect. I think it's a wonderful idea.
So Shilly, like the best example of, if you want the feel of what like my mind is, I wrote that white paper, like every word in it, and then at the end, Chuck proofread it and made sure that I wasn't too much of a David versus Goliath to the film industry, because you do that and you might get your throat stomped out real soon, so you got to be smart with them, collab, and do it the right way. But if you want the feel of how the vision is, and even the design, like the decor, everything, it's the white paper. Like the white paper is how I envision the whole entire look and everything. And now I think everything is coming into play, and like you just said, that's what it was with the website, was function. But the problem is, most people don't know this, but the technicality is, when you have a D-app website, they're building everything with coding, the box, everything from scratch. It's Angular too. So I had the enterprise version of it, which when you do enterprise version, it's like enterprise company, they do it and they let it sit for like a whole year before they even change the design. It's one time and they walk away. Where I should have had more of a mindset of design information, beautiful, but I can easily adapt, change it, whatever. And then behind it, have all the D-app, the connection to the links and this and that behind it. But I went straight into it in the developing my kind of mindset. And that's why that front part failed.
Understandable. I think it's still, everything will be good and ready. It's I think the reskin will probably just like I said, it's a bullish thing. There's nothing wrong with it. I've seen way worse websites than what you designed initially, and I don't mean any harm with it. I think that it's a good sign. It's a good sign for sure.
Yeah. No, I concur with you 1,000%. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Now, what we do is we're going to take this AMA. We got started a little bit late today, but we're going to condense it down, and it'll be replayable on YouTube as well, so everybody can join in later. We look forward to having you guys back in. I mean, this is a long-term thing for us. It's a long-term thing for you guys. We can all grow together, and as as we add more to our community and you add more features, you guys are always welcome to swing back around. Let's do it again. We've certainly appreciated having you here. I'm going to scroll through some of the community questions. It looks like you guys answered almost everything as we were talking through. I did see one, and I didn't want to bore Mr. Russell with it. It's a tokenomics type of deal, and I was actually going to.
He loves that.
I was going to answer this one.
Yeah.
Well, I figured this one was a good one because the community knows how I feel on this, and I'll just kind of throw this out there. I saw that the question of liquidity was brought up. And I know it's a go-to question a lot of times in the crypto world. It's a very solid question if you're looking for a project on that. I will say that with liquidity when it's locked, that I don't believe in locking liquidity for past 6 months. Once again, I think that if you do that, you're actually going to harm your community in some cases. But it's always up to everybody. If you do a year, 2 years, that's up. The community asks for certain things, but ultimately, what we don't want is for you to relinquish control over the contract. We want to make sure that we have a solid blockchain developer that's there to change any changes that are needed, and that includes moving liquidity into another contract. And if it's locked for years, you can't do that. So, as far as that answer, I'm not sure. How long is your liquidity going to be locked, for instance?
My liquidities, and here's the key thing too. Like, by the time we unlock the liquidity, this first unlock, we should have the voting thing where it's kind of like when people log in with their wallets and they're able to vote. So then we can do a thing where people can log in, vote. So everyone can vote. Everybody gets one vote, and then the vote will decide if we should keep it unlocked or lock it again. But I do not like locking more than 3 months at a time, because here's an example, right? A central exchange wants you on, and everybody, of course, in the community is always win, 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 win. So when we central exchange, right? So okay, we can central exchange, but if our liquidity is locked, I mean, I can't move it. You want me to take money out of my pocket and like pair it up together and put it at the central exchange? What do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to do? Like, do you want me to give me your tokens and I'll sell it and I'll put us on the central exchange? What do you want me to do? So the point is that that's a very, very big issue that can be possible if you have your liquidity fully locked for a long period of time. You can't, you would have to sell tokens so you can get some fund to pair up with pair it up with your token to be able to move it. Unless we have a shark or somebody, or isn't, I don't know, like, what are you going to do? Vote and have everybody chip in to be able to get onto the central exchanges? So that is a problem. But here's the problem. People need to get this past their mindset. We're so jaded by these pump and dump, beep, 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 beep. And that's the problem, right? It's all these crap. And if that wasn't happening and you had true people behind it, and you're getting into great projects by the people, developers, the founders, whoever it is, the team, like if you do your due diligence, okay, you do your due diligence and you get into a project, then you should have enough confidence to be able to stay with them. If you don't be with that project. And I'll bet you $1 million, more than half of everyone out there have joined a pump and dump, knowing that's a pump and dump, flipping real quick to make money and get out. Everyone does it. I've done it. Everyone's done it. But the problem is we're feeding into that system instead of looking for quality. But everybody's looking for the quick cash. Can't blame them, but that's the fact.
Right, and we have our own category for those. We call those $5 challenges or degen plays. They have their own special area if you're looking for a pump and dump only style token. And good luck, it is considered a gamble. We tell everybody they're gambles. But in the crypto world, we're all capable. We're all, everybody's looking for that next token, it seems. But what I always like to tell people is always try to put the bulk, or at least diversify your crypto portfolio and put the bulk of it when you can. You always seek out solid projects. Those are the ones that you don't worry about. Pump and dumps have their own place for the gamblers and the degens, I suppose, but that's not what we're about with any of the solid projects like you guys. So you have my full support, full Shilly approval here. You guys had that before you came in today, though. I had already looked on that, and when Joe reached out, hats off to Joe. You're a good marketer. We appreciate you. You do it very well with your community. I think everybody likes you from Affinity as well. So,
my first CMO gig, so
yeah. So
Time on giving Joe too much credit. He said, "Yo, Shilly Wonka." I'm like, "Yeah, they're the first group I wanted to be on." I'm like, I've seen you guys back in the days, like making the jokes about the Shilly Wonka, and I watched you guys before you even launched your token. Like, so that's why I wanted to be on it, because you guys are about the real projects. So when Joe told me, I was like, yeah, duh, let's go,
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, Joe had mentioned that you were excited about it, and the feeling's mutual. So long-term standing here, we still have a lot more promotion and things in mind for you guys along the way. But once again, we're just like you. Organic growth and smoothness is what we want. We're not looking for a pump and dump. We're looking for solid mutual respect between us, and you have our full support. And if there's anything else you guys can add or think of, for sure. What we're going to do is anybody that's not that maybe new to the Discord, we're going to put you guys. You're already over in a section called Free Candy, so your entire community is welcome to go put any comments, any updates, anything. A Nation, you have your own channel within our Discord now, and you guys will have that. It'll stay active. Yeah. So just
thank you.
You're more than welcome. And it's I'm going to make sure that it's on. Yeah, you guys are there right now. The bottom thread. I'm
just mesmerized by your cartoon icon that's like moving with your speech, and it's like messing me up. I'm like,
Yeah, it's our we have face tracking, and that was something the golden ticket here when I say that he's got that name for a reason. He was able to pull off the facial recognition tracking and do it for us.
Cool. It's really cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you. Well, we appreciate you guys stopping by. If there's nothing else that you have, I guess we'll close it out and let everybody know that you can catch this replayed on YouTube. We'll have a shortened version of it, as well as it'll be in loop in our 24/7 Twitch stream referred to as Shilly Vision. So you guys will be in loop there for the next 2 weeks. If anybody wants to go check out some meme videos, and maybe other communities will be watching their other projects, and everybody, word of mouth is a great thing, is what we go for. So everybody lets everybody know. It's been a real pleasure today, and I appreciate you guys stopping by. And it was nice to meet you, Cade, and Joe is always welcome. Thank you. So
Thank you.
all right. Is there anything else you guys can have in closing? You're welcome, but I think we're good here.
I think we're good.
Yeah. No, we're good.
Thanks for hosting us, Shilly. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by.